Hey everybody, Tim and Blair here. We're live in Rio de Janeiro, and we're just down the road from Villa Mimosa, and we just want to give you a brief update on what's been going on here. As you know, the Olympics are happening, but apart from that, there is a prayer room right here in Villa Mimosa, and we've been doing 12 hours of prayer a day, and from the place of prayer, leading teams to the place of outreach, ministering to women, children, and men in sexual exploitation and in trafficking. And it's just been an amazing time so far. We've had teams come from Australia, the UK, Kansas City, Pennsylvania, and it has been amazing the way the Lord's brought these teams here just with the heart to serve the teams that are here long term, and to serve them through prayer and worship and just encourage them in the work that they're doing here, because the work here, it's so hard. It's a hard work, and you need to build the people up sometimes. And I'm just so amazed to see how these short-term teams have just totally redeemed my mentality of what short-term work can't do. And they have been an amazing blessing to Liberdade Rio. They've been an amazing blessing to us, encouraging the teams, leading in prayer and worship, fervent prayer and worship. It's been amazing to see what they've done. And then to lead them out onto the streets and just see them declare the word of the Lord over these girls, and seeing hearts just unlocked. And Blair has an amazing testimony from one of these outreaches.
Yeah, so we've been doing outreach in an area called Lapa, and it's basically like the party nightclub center of Rio. And in that place, the prostitution is mostly made up of transvestites, so young men that are in various ways looking like women. Some have had surgeries, some are just cross-dressing. It's a wide spectrum, but there's one transvestite that is really over this whole area, and he's called the Queen of Lapa, and he's the most famous transvestite in Brazil. Every year he goes on the Carnival parade as the transvestite queen, and I've just been praying that we would be able to meet this transvestite, this son of God that is lost. And we were on outreach the other night, and one of our team recognized him walking by, and he went and sat down at a restaurant, and I just watched all the transvestites that were prostituting in that area go by, acknowledge him, wave at him, and I just thought, I think that's him. And so a teammate and I approached him. We just said, we've been excited to meet you, hoping we would run into you. And we'd met him before, he remembered us, and he said, yeah, why don't you guys come over to my house? So 2 days later, Emmy and I went over to his house. We sat down with him for 2 hours and just talked with him. He is over an association of transvestite prostitutes in that area. Every single man that prostitutes in that area has to pay a weekly fee to this guy to be able to work in that area. So he is somewhat of a pimp. Just really has a lot of control and influence over this area, and he's kind of that linchpin over this whole area for all the young men and transvestites that are being exploited in this area. And so it was a really strategic meeting. I mean, we sat down for 2 hours and talked about just life, God, what draws these boys into prostitution. And I mean, throughout our conversation, he actually told us his male name and just gave us that treasure of who he really is. He told us how at 9 years old he first prostituted himself to his next door neighbor, which sounds a whole lot like sexual abuse, but he claims that he was prostituting himself. And just we got to really see some vulnerability from him for a couple of moments, and it was just a really awesome meeting, God ordained. And he invited us back, and he said, today we've planted a seed of friendship. Let's water it and let's see it grow. And those were his words. And so we're gonna do that with this man. We're gonna continue to build friendship with him and pray that the Lord just divinely encounters this Son of God and transforms his life, and in the process teaches us how we can really come alongside of these men and love them where they're at and see them set free. So we're so excited. I mean, this was a dream in our heart. Incredible. And we saw the Lord walk it out to a T, getting to meet with him and sit with him in his home. And so just be praying for him. And asking the Lord to move mightily on his behalf.
Yeah, and pray that the Lord would give us wisdom into how to pursue this relationship, what this really means, and just what the Lord's doing here in Brazil and setting the captives free, redeeming masculinity,
Amen.
transforming lives, and revealing his sonship to his sons and daughters in this place.
Amen.
So just please continue in prayer for us and for Liberdade Rio and what the
Amen.
Lord's doing here. We love you guys. We bless
miss you guys.
Miss you so much.
Yeah.
We're so thankful that you've sent us here, and
Yeah.
this is fruit of what you've sown into our lives and what the Lord is doing here. So let's just thank God for what he's doing and what we're doing together.
Amen.
Amen. Bless you guys.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.